What's going on, Coach?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Hey, everybody, and hello, beer-loving dads. Welcome to Two Dads Having a Beer. I'm your host, Brandon Labonte. I don't even know my own name, but then again, I'm 4 beers deep before we even started the show. So I'm really pumped to share some laughs and share some wisdom and have a cold one with you every single week. So this is a show with two dads, a couple of frosty beers, and a whole lot of dad jokes. Hopefully, they're funny. And it's not just about the beer, although beer definitely helps. But we're going to be diving into a world of fatherhood, one conversation at a time. We talk about work life balance, entrepreneurship, careers, and you name it. We try and tackle it. That's a little football pun. And who better to explore these topics with than our amazing guest dads? Where every episode we're joined by a new dad from a different walk of life, each bringing their own unique experiences to the table. And so, whether you're a work from home dad, a 9 to 5er, or somebody who is just a weekend entrepreneur or doing your side hustle, this podcast is a safe space, a place for you to kick off your shoes, relax, and realize that you are not alone in this crazy journey that we call fatherhood. So, we're going to crack open a cold one. We're going to pull up a chair. You're going to join us as we navigate the highs and the lows and some hilarious moments of being a dad, because let's face it, we could all use a little fatherly advice and a few rounds of beers. So, cheers to all you dads out there, and let's make some memories and let's share some stories and let's have a damn good time on Two Dads Having a Beer. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We actually do have a special guest dad today, and it is Coach Joe Szymanski. He's already said hi to me, so I'm going to let him say hi to you, and then I'm going to introduce his backstory.
Hey, guys. Hope everybody's doing great tonight.
All 5 of them are listening, and they really appreciate you asking them how they're doing. You should have asked them if they're drinking. Are you guys drinking? Oh, everybody gave me the thumbs up. So we definitely know that they are. So let me introduce you to a little bit about who Coach Joe Szymanski is. And I'm going to be reading this because he sent it to me in a bio. Coach, he actually lives in High Springs, Florida with his beautiful wife, Dawn. They have 3 children, Chelsea, Joe, and Caitlin. And they also have a son-in-law in Devon, which would be Chelsea's new husband.
That's correct.
Yeah, he's a nice dude. He's been a teacher and a coach for the past 13 years. And before that, he had a career in construction. He was the head football coach of Santa Fe High School recently. He previously was the offensive coordinator for Union County High School, where he drove records through the roof in the state of Florida when it comes to passing yards and offensive prowess. And he's also been the head coach of Interlochen High School, the Rams, and he's been an assistant coach at Buchholz High School. He's a very, very senior level coach when it comes to football and offensive positions. He's also been a special teams coach and a strength coach. Coach has been around football as long as I've known him. And he attended high school at Santa Fe High School, where they were the 4A state championship football team back in 1994, just a few weeks ago, but who's counting, right? He also went on to play football in college at Cumberland, where he played quarterback until he had a season-ending surgery, also known as marriage. Coach Szymanski earned an AA in business. He went on to get his bachelor's degree in business administration, and then went even further and decided that he was going to take it to the next level and get his master's degree from coaching and administration. My man is a lifelong learner, and we are super proud to have him here. He's also doing things with his family outside of coaching, like going on trips to the West Coast, looking at crazy cool places, enjoying times, getting mugged, and all those fun things. He enjoys numerous things, and I love talking to him. We go back, we have a good time. We go to each other's houses periodically. So welcome to the show, Coach. Nice to have you, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So I know that you told me that you had played football when you were in college, but I really didn't realize that you were a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, and growing up, I started playing football when I was 5, and when I first started, I played offensive line, defensive line. As I got older and taller, I played linebacker some. And then when I got to high school, I ended up playing defensive end for my first 2 years at Santa Fe. And then my junior year and my senior year, I played defensive end and quarterback. and I ended up, when I went to college, I played quarterback when I got to college. So
What a great story. So obviously this is two dads having a beer. I'm a dad, you're a dad, and now it's time to introduce our beers. What do you have? What are you drinking, my man?
all right,
I know
so
you already poured yours.
I prematurely poured it, but
You premature pour?
yeah, but there's the glass. I'm actually drinking my favorite beer, which I don't know if you can see or not, is a Bellhaven Ale.
A
Uh,
Bellhaven Ale.
yeah, if I had one to go to, this is my go-to.
That is a go-to beer. What and it's a local brewery, or is that
Oh no, no,
foreign?
it's actually brewed in Scotland.
And oh, look at that. You're going fancy on us.
Yeah, Scottish beer. For y'all that haven't had it before, it's kind of like a lighter, more like creamy Guinness. Basically, that's
I like that. That
yeah.
sounds fantastic. I'm actually having sensory overload, as you can see. This is from Ology, which is a brewing company in Tallahassee, Florida.
Okay.
We're Gator fans around here, but yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't brew good beer in Tallahassee, right? This
Right.
one does not come with free crab legs or sneakers, so this one is a good one. It's a sensory overload hazy citra IPA, and I'm really excited to try it. So I'm going to open it up for us right now on the air. Since oh, did you hear that? Yeah, I love you too. Hold on a second. Let's have a beer together, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep. I am going to have more of these. These are absolutely delicious. I can't tell you what kind of overtones they have or undertones. I just know that 6.5% alcohol by volume goes down smooth. So I'm going to leave that one right here for all the world to see. Or should I put it over here? I don't even know. I'm just going to leave it right there. Probably not near the computer because I have a tendency to knock things over. So tell us a little bit about your career and how it impacted you. I mean, you've been a teacher and a coach for 13 years. You have some older kids, but you've been coaching for a lot longer than that. You just been in the school system teaching and coaching for 13 years. So tell me how did you balance the the career path that you so desperately loved and wanted to get involved with a growing family and all the challenges that come along with being a head coach?
Well, I tell you, it's really a difficult thing to juggle. When you trying to be a dad to three kids, and have a wife, and trying to put everything you have into your family, and then also into your career, it's difficult. I actually started coaching pretty much as soon as I got back from college in 97, 98. Started coaching some youth ball and volunteering at some of the local schools, coaching while I was working in the construction industry. I did that for several years until I think it was 2010. I actually got called by Jay Godwin from Buholtz High School and asked me if I wanted to come join the football program there and help him coach. Jay was my defensive coordinator when I played at Santa Fe, and he was the AD at the time at Buholtz. And I talked to my wife, and it's something I always wanted to do, and we said we're going to make it go. So I quit the construction industry and went on to teaching and coaching.
Fantastic. So one of the things that I know that is really hard, and I felt like you can probably relate to this, is how much time and dedication you have to put into a career like that, especially when you're trying to go from a coordinator position to or even just a special teams coach, right, which is a
Yeah.
specific unit, and then to a coordinator where you're kind of coordinating a whole side of the ball, then to assistant head coach and then head coach. What kind of things do you feel like you really missed out on, and that you were like, if I could take the clock back, this is what I would do differently?
I tell you, I try not to live with any regrets. I think I did a very good
Regerts.
skirts
Yeah, like that, the tattoo that had all spelt wrong.
letter. Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
great, great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, but No, my wife and I did a really good job parenting together, and I made it a point to make sure I was at all the kids' events. I might have missed one or two here or there, but for the most part, I made everything that they had going on. I made that a priority in my life because to me, family comes first. So I made sure I made all the important events for them. But it is hard, especially you said about doing different things from coordinator to head coach. People don't understand when you're a head coach. That's a 24/7, 365 day a week job. You got people texting you, calling you all hours of the day, night, Saturday, Sunday. It's
From
sometimes.
parents to boosters
Yeah.
to ADs to everybody. Yeah. So you're saying sometimes it's something that is less stressful, but it's always what? It's always what? Yeah, I'm
What?
trying to finish your sentence. You were
Oh,
trying to say something, and I so rudely interrupted.
no, you're good. It's if it's something I love, so I never really felt the stress or the burden. But it weighs on you sometimes, just because there's never a free moment. You got even, I mean, you're on vacation, and you're getting phone calls, you know, and especially if you want to be a good coach. To me, it's all about the kids and helping them achieve their dreams and goals. So if you're there for the kids. And that's one thing I always told my players, no matter where I was at. Anytime you need me, just call me. Because I don't want to see something happen to a kid if I could have helped in any way. So I'm I'm one of those kind of guys. I want to help kids out, and if they want me to for anything or need me for anything, I you give me a call. I drop what I have, what I can, and help you out.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I love about, good coaches, is the fact that they have a different type of heart, right? And so, but that heart is easily translated in how their family dynamic is, and me knowing your family, I know that your heart isn't just for the 50 or 60 kids that are on a football team, right? It starts with a huge heart for your family. So tell me a little bit about the successes that you feel like, as a dad you've had an absolute crucial part in it, like whether it be their decisions to join the military, whether it's decisions, whatever it may be. Where do you feel like, man, I know that they did that because of me, and you can't use your wife as an excuse over here. You can't go 50-50. This is 100% you, and she can jump on your coattails.
Well, I think we did a good job raising the kids. We actually our youngest just turned 18, Caitlin, and she graduates next Friday from PK Young.
Right.
So we're excited about that. She's gotten into University of Florida, so she'll be attending University of Florida in the fall. Go Gators! So that's a huge accomplishment. But all three of our kids did really well in school.
Yep.
They're all active in sports. Chelsea, she didn't want to go to college after school. It's not for everybody. We know that, but she's got a
Right.
very successful career right now, working for a bank here in town.
Yeah.
Uh, Married to a really good guy, so that they got their life together. And my son Joe, he actually we worked really hard. Joe played a lot of sports. He played football, and we worked hard. And we had him some offers for some D2 schools to go play college ball. And it was funny. He came up to me and he said that, Dad, I don't think I want to go play college ball. And I'm like, what?
Dun dun
Yeah,
dun.
what? He's like, well, my body's like all beat up, and I don't want to go do it. And I'm like, all right. And he started school here at community college, and about one semester in, he comes home from school one day and he goes, I signed up for the Marines. I was like, yeah, your body's all beat up, but you want to go be a Marine. That's awesome. But very proud of that. He's in the Marine Corps right now. He's in the reserves actually right now in the Marine Corps, and he works for UF. He's an electrician for the University of Florida. So all three kids are doing a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. And, kudos to you for being a dad who dedicated, not just, your spare time, but all the time that you had with them was valuable. And it certainly shows like they have their values. They're super kind and generous with their own selves and time. I know that it's always fun to be around them because they're personable and those things matter. Like that's clearly a a delineate from good parenting. So congratulations, Dad. And
Thank
also congratulations to Mom. She did a good job too. And so when I think about, being in a career, right, and having to juggle all those things, I think about, how that is, you know, impacting my want tos for the future, right? So clearly, I have some huge dreams and goals that I haven't gotten to accomplish yet. So where are you at when it comes to your next phase? Are you just going to be a straight teacher? Are you going back to coaching? I mean, what's your goal? What's your next steps, man? I want to know.
Well, I knew that I was going to do the show with you about a week or two ago, and I saved this just for your show. All
So
right.
wait a minute, time out. There is breaking news right
There,
now.
there is breaking news right now.
Oh man, when we do
Break.
the editing, I'm going to have this.
Yeah. So, but there is breaking news. We were very fortunate, my wife and I. I was offered a job teaching and coaching, and we decided to accept the position. Dawn and I are going to be moving to Tavernier, Florida, down in the Keys. Going to be
I've
the
got a Keys house to go
Yeah,
visit.
dude. That's what everybody said that I've told so far.
It is the best news I've heard so far for me.
Yeah. Everybody said that. But it's a great job. I know the head coach and AD. I've known him for since I was in high school.
Wow.
Uh, it's a good
What's
move.
what's the name of the school? What's their mascot?
Coral Shores High School. They're the Hurricanes. Down in Tavernier, Florida. And we've thought it over long and hard, and it's career wise for me and her. She loves the water, and we like to be fishing and on the boat all the time. So we're gonna go down there and live our best life. Starting our empty nest syndrome.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So, first of all, freaking congratulations. I am super happy to hear that breaking news. We are going to miss you around these parts, but the beauty of the day and age that we live in, we're literally an email and a video chat away, and
Uh,
so
and,
it's really pretty awesome.
and we'll be back up. Like I said, Caitlin's going to be going to school at UF, and
Right.
Chelsea and Devin live here, and so we'll be back up plenty of times during the year to see everybody. So.
Well, I'm really excited for you. I'm really excited for Dawn. And I'm super thrilled that you get back into the career that you have shown so much passion for and success at. And what kind of role are you going to be in?
Well, I'm teaching. I'll be a coordinator down there for the football program, and at the moment, I'm going to be the head baseball coach next year. So,
Bam, swing away, swing for the fences. That's going to be great. And so obviously, that kind of threw me for a loop. I think that's fantastic, and I'm super excited for you. But again, I'm really excited for us because now we get to at least hang out in your backyard. If there's no room, I'll bring a tent. But at least I have a place that I know is going to be cool. Is so in Key West. I'm trying to figure out where that's at. I'll look it up later.
we won't be in Key West. We're in Tavernier. It's about an hour and 5 minutes from Miami. It's in the northern
Okay,
part.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Such a cool opportunity for you, and I thought you were going to say something like, "I got a head coaching job at Boston College." I'm like, "Holy shit, that's freaking great, man!" But either way, that's pretty great, and I'm super happy. You get to be a Hurricane. There's a local school that are the Hurricanes here, and so you get to take on that same name. I'm probably more relevant being down south.
Yeah. 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 I'll be coming back to stay at your house when there's a hurricane going through down there. So.
Absolutely. I mean, you're more than welcome to come here and hang out. So that is really, really great. So this show is kind of fun. Like we also talk about some of the things that we really enjoyed, awesome memories that we have with our kids. Maybe they're funny, maybe they're not, right? So I know recently you had the opportunity to go to the West Coast, and in my last conversation with you, you said I would move there.
Yeah.
There's a specific place that you would move there. So I honestly thought the breaking news was we're moving there.
Yeah.
And so,
If the job would have came open, maybe, but Astoria, Oregon was a place I was talking about from our trip. It's beautiful. If you haven't been, I highly recommend going to visit that place.
What was the name of that town again, or that little city that you went to that you thought was just absolutely, well, it's a cult? What was the cult city that's so beautiful and everybody loved you?
Astoria, Oregon.
Astoria,
Yeah,
Oregon. In the name, it says what it is. Yeah.
yeah,
So you guys went there. You got to have some good trips. Got to see the redwoods. You went to an area where they filmed the trilogy for Twilight.
yeah,
Something that was really great for your daughter. Like it was her senior trip, and she got to
yeah.
go and do that.
She
That's pretty
wanted
awesome.
to do the West Coast trip for spring break, so we flew into Seattle, drove up to Forks, Washington to do the Twilight thing, and then we took the Pacific Coast Highway all the way down to LA. It was an amazing week. It was fun.
So, a little advice for all of you dads who are watching the show. It is very important for you to spend time away from your hometown with your family. It really allows you to kind of like hone in on each other's values and what they like and what they don't like. But it also allows you to realize who you are as a person, right? And so, in the beginning of the show, I talked about the fact that you got mugged.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I didn't get mugged. I had two guys roll up on roller skates, but skateboards.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. It's
hey,
like they're
perfect.
like, "Hey, how are you? Give me your wallet."
Nope, nope. I was on my phone like a tourist, like trying to follow, find directions, and they told me to give me their phone, and I said something I can't probably say on this right now, and they kind of looked at me, and I said something again to them, and they finally left. I don't think they ever have tourists talk back to them, but I figured they could beat me up, but they weren't getting my phone.
Well, I mean, they were on roller skates, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you
It was
part of the roller derby? I mean,
yeah,
you're not scary in your
uh,
tights and your leg warmers.
yeah. They actually had board shorts on, tank tops, but
Okay. But you were in LA
hmm
at the time.
yeah. Our
And
first,
so as a dad, right? It's super cool, right? You get to go back to the hotel room or the Airbnb you were staying at. How did that conversation go?
that was awesome because we had just gotten done with dinner, and I was going to the store, and my mom went on the trip with us. So my mom,
Okay.
wife, and Caitlin, they went back to the hotel room, and after that happened, I went back and I told them. They couldn't believe it. My wife's like, "Not on." I'm like, "Yeah, oh, it's crazy. Two dudes try to jack my phone."
I can't even imagine.
The,
So
the best part were they were like 16 to 20-year-old kids, and they might have weighed 150 pounds soaking wet. And I'm like, come on, guys.
they had a whole lot of confidence.
Yeah,
That's what they had. Like you could use them on your team.
yeah.
Like I need you to tackle that guy. Be like, coach, I got it. And there's like a 300-pound disparity in weight. Like this guy's got it. He can do it. That's really awesome. Joe, some of the things that I feel like are really you know often like undertones of being a dad is just that grind that we have to do, right? And obviously the grind of work is important, but when you get home, right, you still have other things that you have to do. So how do you as a dad handle the honeydew list?
Oh man, it's my wife likes to make long honey-do lists too. Um, and she's really good because she knows like when it's in season for football, I don't have a lot of time for honeydews. But she makes a really big list, and when football season's over, I spend the next 2 months doing honey.
So I feel for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also very intrigued as to, what kind of things that you have on your honeydew list, because my honeydew list doesn't really change. Like, because I don't know, maybe I just get home and I just like I start doing things that I think are important.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer's like, um, did you go onto the QuickBooks and make the payments so we can get paid? And I'm like, oh, that wasn't on my list of fun stuff to do.
Yeah, I have like certain things that I do all the time. Like we're pretty good at doing 50-50 on all the household chores. I do all the trash and the yard work, and if something breaks, I usually fix it. I'm pretty handy with fixing things, so that's my kind of stuff to do. And it's funny, like Dawn usually takes care of all the banking and stuff because she is an accountant. That's what she does. So she handles that kind of stuff. So I've got like the more physical labor kind of stuff to do.
I'll be honest with you. Jennifer does all of our banking stuff too, except for the business side. But let's jump back into the fatherhood side of the honeydew list, right? It's called kids chores, right? So we have a lot of listeners and viewers that have younger kids. Your kids are all, well, they're all out of the house except for one who's about to be out of the house. So how did you accommodate the unified approach to getting stuff done in the house when they were younger? I mean, was there a specific approach, or is it just like you're doing that or you're not eating? I mean, what was your approach?
No, the kids are pretty good. We set up like routine chores for them to do. They all had things that they did. Of course, they're all responsible for cleaning their own rooms, and then they all had a certain chore around the house to do. So
Right.
pretty laid back. Everybody pitched in and got it done. Very lucky. Our kids were pretty good about just getting things done and doing it. Not too much of a problem.
Well, that's good. So apparently you're the poster family for America, and I appreciate you not having any real advice for us folks who struggle with that. I mean, I have a 5-year-old, so I'm trying to actually get some help from me, to be
You know,
honest with you.
I'm trying to think back. It's been a while since I had little kids.
It's been a while, yeah.
I guess my son was probably the most hard headed, I should say, out of all of them. He takes after his dad, I guess. But it advice to get him to do. I mean, I don't know. I know we started doing like an allowance. I think that helped
Okay.
a little bit. And with him, I know we had to take some things away. Take away video games, stuff like that. That seems to work pretty good. If you take away their electronics, they tend to do some things pretty quick.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the things that is super important for our kids is the fact that they're all hooked on those devices now. But there's these apps, like you can actually download an app that allows them to earn their chores. Like, hey, listen, this chore, washing the car, is worth $7, right? It's only available once a week. Right.
Yeah,
So you can earn $7 a week if you wash the car, but you can earn $3 every 2 days if you vacuum. You can earn $1 a day if you do your room and make your bed every day, right? So they go onto the app and they click what they've done, and then it alerts the parent to go and inspect it. And then
yeah,
once they're done, they kind of get these dollars put into their little PayPal or Venmo card or whatever that card that they use, so they can utilize that money and track it like it's in a bank account. So times they are changing, wouldn't you
yeah,
say?
yeah. We didn't have that when our kids were little. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but you're right. We didn't have that. I had my mom got really slick a few times, and she drew like on the refrigerator. She built like a calendar and a schedule, and she had Monday through Sunday, and she had me and my brother and my sister's names on there for all the chores that she didn't want to do, wanted us to do, and that kind of rotated. But me and my brother were the worst at following it, and then we had a sister who would be like, "Hey, mom, Brian and Brandon didn't do that, and they said that I could do it, and you told me that I had to do it." I'm like, you're not supposed to tell her that we did that. We gave you money. Jesus, stop cheating the system, woman. So anyways, I totally get that. Chores are important, and being a dad and a coach, I mean, you have to kind of align every single play the way that it's supposed to be done. So that's kind of what I was kind of angling. I was like, you have such a structured environment in a coaching arena,
Yeah.
and that same environment at home isn't as structured because of why.
Well, it is. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's still structured, but it's not as hardcore. I guess it depends on the individual and the individual kids too. Like I said, we were pretty fortunate that we asked a kid to do something, they did it, and they were pretty good about it. Um,
They're
but
tackling each other in the house.
yeah, yeah. Well, siblings. My oldest two, Chelsea and Joey, used to get knocked down dragouts when they were little. Oh,
I can
we
see that actually.
we we came home one time and there was a hole in our freaking bedroom door. And Caitlin was the first one to tell us Joey and Chelsea were wrestling around and somebody's knee went through the door. But yeah, Yeah.
the stories that you hear from the younger one,
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like instantaneous. Like, you
Yep.
don't even ask the older kids what
Nope.
happened. You just turn to the younger one and be like, "What happened?" And they're like, "You're not gonna believe this. Have a seat, Dad. Let me do a presentation." Because Caitlin probably would do a presentation.
Yeah, she has PowerPoint. It'd be
Yeah,
nice.
she would have a PowerPoint presentation on the events that unfolded in
Yeah.
the Szymanski house.
Mhm.
So, first of all, hey, listen, I am super happy for you and for Dawn and the decision that you guys have made to move away from this area, but to take that step in your golden career, right? Which is going to be pretty awesome down by the beach. And so, first of all, that's really amazing, and I'm super proud to have be the first one to have that spread amongst the 5 listeners and my mom who watch the show. But it's also really, really great. And so kudos to you and kudos to Dawn. We will miss you very much, but we make sure that we hang out before you head out, and
Well,
that'll be a lot of fun. Obviously, your daughter's going to be in town. Your other kids are still local. But if they need anything, they can always reach out to me, and I'll try and help them in any way, shape, or form. But you know, what a great friendship we've had, and we have not had. It's not like this is
yeah,
over, right?
yeah.
uh, and uh and I'm super happy for you, and I thank you so much for joining me today on
Well,
Two Dads Having a Beer. Are there any final thoughts that you want to share with our listeners?
I mean, just the dads out there, make sure you're there for every moment you can be there for. Especially you guys with younger kids, it goes by so fast. You blink your eye and they're out of the house. So make sure you're there and you enjoy every minute you got with them.
That is sage advice, my friend. Sage advice. Well, folks, that's a wrap for this episode of Two Dads Having a Beer. I want to thank all of you for joining us as you watch this. I want to thank Coach Joe for taking us through the adventure of his fatherhood. And we did it one sip at a time. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. You can never miss an episode. It's always going to be on YouTube. We have it on TikTok. We have it on Instagram. And of course, we have it on our Facebook page. Of course, you can try out this beer and the beer that Coach Joe was drinking at your local brew stores for sure. There'll be a link in the podcast episode description for you to find it. So if you enjoyed today's show, just go ahead and leave us a review, leave us a comment, hit the like button, and share it. For God's sakes, share it. And so we really appreciate your thoughts and your feedback. So until next time, let's keep being awesome dads. Joe, you coach, you just keep being an awesome dad. You keep being an awesome coach. You keep being an awesome husband. We'll keep sharing those laughs. We'll keep enjoying these cold ones. And cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here's to next week. Enjoy it. Two dads having a beer. Talk to you later, man.
Later, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.